guys, and welcome to CNA Films and Animation. He's Corey.
He's Alan.
Of course I am. And we're reviewing what?
Saturday Morning Mystery.
What's that?
Well, this film is an independent film that came out in 2012, and it's been released theatrically and on DVD this year, 2013. It was originally titled Saturday Morning Massacre, which basically it is a rated R version of Scooby-Doo, loosely.
It's loosely that, very loosely a parody.
Mm-hmm. It's more of a parody, kind of a dark comedy without really being a comedy, I guess. It's a horror film, and it follows four friends and their dog. They go and try and solve these mysteries.
They're in a haunted house that's supposedly haunted by a deranged escaped convict. And they're like walking down a hallway with their cameras, and it looks like something out of The Exorcist that's running on the ceiling with his head like twisted around. And it turns out that it was fake, and the whole thing was a child pornography thing.
Yeah. And then the police tell them, well, we've been trying to gather evidence for months, and now that you've blown our cover, don't ever do that again.
They'll walk by noon or some crap, which they got caught red-handed. I don't think they would walk. Whatever.
And there they hear about this haunted house that is it's been abandoned for several years. The bank's done a little bit of work on it, but not a whole lot. And they are basically going to stay overnight and see what's causing all of these people to say that it's haunted.
Yes. For what the movie is going for, it is really creepy. It's very slow.
Yeah, it's slow paced.
Yeah.
And it's it builds up pretty nicely.
A lot of films like this one, if they'll build up just a little bit and then just go for it. This one, it keeps building on it. It keeps building on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't really reveal till after the hour mark.
Yeah. This movie is about an hour and 25 minutes long, a little more, a little less, whatever. But it does slowly build up. It doesn't necessarily fully pay off, but it does build up very nicely throughout. There's a bunch of creepy stuff that happens throughout this film, and overall, it really does have a neat effect.
It does.
On one level, this film is kind of a rip-off, a parody, whatever you want to call it, of Scooby-Doo. You've got the four friends, they're solving mysteries, and the dog, which is part Great Dane, part something else.
Yep.
And, they go around...
He's the muscle.
Yeah, he's the muscle.
Didn't quite understand that, but that's what the movie says.
And, they go around solving these mysteries. And, it does a very good job at picking up a lot of the main elements of Scooby-Doo without being a blatant ripoff of Scooby-Doo.
It takes some of the stereotypes that people attribute with the show, like Shaggy being a stoner. This one, Shaggy is an actual stoner.
Velma, she's smart, bookish and everything. This Velma, I forgot what her character name was, but she's very intelligent. I wouldn't say she's bookish or anything.
Yeah,
but
she's trying to get her detective license.
Yeah. Daphne is kind of the pretty one who has random skills occasionally. She doesn't have any skills in this one, but she does bring some of the more looks, I guess, to the group. Fred kind of like the show, he doesn't really bring a whole lot to the table.
No, he's more of a jerk. He thinks there's something creepy in the house. He has a feeling it is. It builds on. I thought their bond, all of them together, was better than all the 4 live-action Scooby-Doo ones.
Yeah.
Which is sad because you're already expecting to see a bond.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't really attribute that.
Yeah.
This one does it a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Even when they're squabbling. When they're fighting amongst themselves. You can tell, okay, they're not agreeing right now, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. There's a point in this film that splits a lot of people. And, in fact, I'd say that almost everybody who sees it gets a little bit split on it. And it's after a sex scene. It's kind of random. It's a little awkward. It's just kind of thrown in there. It's between not Fred and not Daphne. And after that moment, it takes a turn.
Yeah.
It stops being kind of a Scooby-Doo parody and turns more into a Texas Chainsaw style of film.
Yeah.
Which, on one element, I could see where people would dislike that.
Yeah.
I was fine with it myself.
Yeah, so was I. I knew at one point there was something's going to hit the fan. I don't know what, but it's just going. And when it does, it goes all out.
Yeah. Gore galore, pretty much. I mean, it's pretty gruesome what happens.
Yeah.
And it, as a horror fan, I was very well pleased. Didn't know what to expect, and I got my money's worth.
Yeah. It didn't go for the full Hollywood dice kill. It didn't. It was gruesome, but it wasn't like, yeah, right. Well, one of the deaths was by drowning. A lot of them, when they do the drowning, they like hold on to someone. They'll like stop moving, like it's over with, and then 30 seconds later, it's like again.
Yeah.
Well, this one, there's a drowning and they stay dead.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, that's good. And it all works with the creepiness factor. The reveal story is kind of iffish.
Yeah. Really don't buy the story that they throw at you for the villains, but I mean, I will say that there's a certain scene near the end of the film that something happens to one of the villains, and I felt a little something for him, and it's due to the backstory. Yeah, sympathy for the character. The ending to this movie was pretty bad.
Yeah, the real ending was poor. It was.
It just kind of ends, and it stops mid, during like a very
mid
intense scene.
Yeah.
And it just stops mid scene.
Yeah, it acts like okay, it's going to end with this. Oh, not quite. Oh, now it's ending.
Yeah, I mean it's just like that. But the ending didn't take anything away from the film. No. I mean I still enjoyed it to a point. This movie is not a good film. I want to stress that it's not a good film, but it is an entertaining film while at the same time an interesting film.
Yes.
I want to throw a couple of things also. From technical side standpoints, the sound for the film wasn't very good. A lot of the times, a lot of the characters are talking over each other, and you can't really hear what anybody's saying. And there's other times where they're clearly talking, but their mic is not working well or something. So I mean, they had some sound issues throughout the film. There was some choppy editing and choppy effects and stuff, but
You can really tell it's a low budgeted film.
Yeah, exactly. But
For the most part, for what it's trying to do, it pulls it off really well.
yes.
And for what they had, they still pull it off pretty well. This is one I would recommend if you're looking for a creepy movie with a Halloween season right around the corner.
Yeah.
If you go with it with an open mind and you're not turned off by the minor defects, I think people would enjoy this film.
I agree, yeah. I enjoyed this more than I thought I would, and it paid off. I mean, it definitely left a better taste in my mouth, especially after the last several Scooby-Doo movies we watched. So, yeah.
Maybe that's why we thought so highly of it. We just watched all this crap. Well, this one looks way better in comparison.
It's quite possible, but yeah. What would you give this out of 10?
I enjoyed my time. I don't want to give it too high, 'cause I don't want to send the false message that this is a great film. It's not a great film, but for what it's trying to do, as I said, it does it really well. I want to go with a 7.
Okay.
It's a little high. I know that. It has its problems, but I enjoyed my time. I was creeped out for most of it. Like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I know something's going to happen. Shoot! Happen already!
Yeah.
Oh, come on! And then when it actually happens, it's like, oh shit!
Yeah.
Fuck. Was a little disappointing with the real ending, but it's great till then.
Yeah. I'm going to give this a 7.5. I really enjoyed my time. I thought it really paid off. For even all of its faults, it still didn't bother me, and I really enjoyed this. So if you like Scooby-Doo, if you are interested in seeing kind of a darker spin on Scooby-Doo, and aren't affected by, gore, blood, guts, stuff like that, then I do recommend it. But don't expect, a great horror movie or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, go into this knowing it's a B movie that just so happens to have an interesting twist and some cool things along the way.
Yeah.
So tell us, guys, have you seen Saturday Morning Mystery? If you have, what'd you think of it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What'd you think of the characters, the story, the plot? Anything at all, comment below, let us know. We'd love to hear your feedback.
If you like this video, be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out our other videos.
Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. If you have any movie suggestions or TV suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And, as always, he's Alan.
He's Corey, and we're CNA Films and Animation, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you guys later.
Exactly.